Hi guys, so I'm going to attempt to do my labor and delivery video while feeding Nora because it's really the only time I can have her be quiet unless she's sleeping very briefly. So and I'm going to try to not flash anybody in the process. On November 19th, I was 41 weeks and I was scheduled to be induced that evening. I did not want to wait till that evening because they said it would start anytime between 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. that night, and I did not want to be in labor all night long. So after I had brunch with my fiance, we decided to go up to the hospital. Also, sorry, that morning I had abnormally large amount of discharge, so I wasn't sure if maybe my water was leaking. Oh, hold on, monkey. Or what. So I wanted to go to the hospital to see about that anyway. And, yeah, so we went up to the hospital around 12:30 that afternoon. 12:30 that afternoon. And they said since I was scheduled to be induced that evening, then they probably wouldn't send me home. So they walked me up to labor and delivery. And then it wasn't for a while till anyone even came to check me or do anything like that. I was up there kind of just waiting for a while in my gown. When they did come to check me, they said I was 3.5 centimeters dilated. I was 80% effaced, and it was not my water that broke. Crap, my battery's dying. So that was around 2, and then I walked around for a while after that to see if my contractions would start more frequent, because I was having some, but they weren't very strong or frequent. And then around 3:30 they started me on Pitocin, and they started it at 1 and then doubled it every, I can't remember if it was like 15 minutes at first or half of an hour. It was one or the other. But so yeah, 3:30 they started me on Pitocin. I was walking the hallways for a while, and then I was in the room on the yoga ball, which helped for a while, but once they upped it to 11, it was extremely, all of a sudden, very, very, I could feel like tons of pressure, and it was pretty painful. I had decided that I probably wanted to get in the birthing tub that they have. You're not allowed to have birth in it, but you can be in it until you're ready to push. So I had them start filling that up, and while they're filling that up, I stood up and I was swaying with my fiance, trying to take some of the pressure off from swaying with my arms around his neck. But, baby girl, you okay? But, when I was swaying, it was hurting like so bad, and then all of a sudden my water broke, and it scared me at first. I was like, what the heck was that? Am I okay? And I had a doula, and she was like, oh, it's fine, your water broke, it doesn't look dark, I'll get a nurse. So at this time the bathtub was still filling up, and as soon as my water broke, I felt like Nora was gonna fall out, and it was like it was the weirdest feeling, because when it was a really strong contraction, it would hurt really, 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 really bad. Not to scare anyone, but then as the contraction was going down, like, you almost feel normal again, and then it'd be really painful, then feel normal, really painful, and feel normal. But it was getting so close together that I was having hardly any time to breathe between them or rest between them. So I said, I do not want to get in the bathtub anymore. I need an epidural, and I need it right now. I feel like she's going to fall out. So they stopped filling up the bathtub and we told the nurse to go get the anesthesiologist that I needed the epidural. And I felt dumb at the time because I thought maybe I was 5 or 6 centimeters dilated, because it had not been that long. This was at like 6 something that I got the epidural that evening. And remember, they didn't start Pitocin until like 3:30 or 4. So I figured I probably wasn't very far. The anesthesiologist came in right away. I remember he was trying to be joking and funny with me, and I did not think he was funny because I was in a lot of pain and I just wanted that epidural like right now. So he did that epidural. He also did a spinal block, but one that I don't really know how they work, but he said it would last for like 15 minutes, so that could kick in right away with for the pain. And then he said the epidural would kick in about 15 minutes to half of an hour. So once that kicked in and started working, I was feeling much better. I was really afraid with that epidural that I wouldn't be able to feel my legs or my feet, and that was like freaking me out. But I could actually feel my legs still and my feet, and I could feel the contractions. So I think he did a really good job with the epidural. Because I told him that I did not want to be like all the way numb. And then she looks so cute. And then, let's see, around 7:30, someone came in to check me to see how far dilated I was. And to my surprise, I was already 10 centimeters dilated and fully effaced. And they said that they could feel her right there. So then I was thinking, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Like, I can already start pushing. That's nuts. So I was getting all ready and prepared to push, and they said, oh no, you can't push yet because the doctor is delivering someone else upstairs. So you have to wait till he is done in that delivery. So I was like, what? I was like, she's freaking right there. So I'm like texting people, calling people, telling them I'm ready to push, but that I can't push yet. I remember my mom was getting really mad that I couldn't push yet. And then, let's see, a nurse came in. I told her I really wanted to start pushing, that I could feel my contractions really strong, and I felt like that epidural was like starting to wear off. I told her that I really wanted to push the button again because they gave me a button that I could push, but she said since I was already ready to push that I shouldn't push the button because she wanted me able to feel when I have the contractions. So she said we could do some practice pushing, and we did that for, it felt like ever, practice pushing, but she kept having me do it on my side and then on my back because my heartbeat was going really fast, and so was Nora's, and they were having a hard time telling which was which, and also her heart rate was decelerating with some of my contractions. Oh yeah, and while I was practice pushing also, they decided to do an internal monitor for her heartbeat, which I would probably not have let them done if I would have known what it was. I didn't know what it was until after they did it, and then my doula told me that it's like this little screw that they put in the baby's head. Like, that's so scary. And she had to redo it like 3 times because it kept falling off or something like that. And around 10 something, I don't know, it was 10 something, the doctor finally came in and said that we could push for real. And I know they tell you to push like you're trying to poop, basically, but I felt like I was pushing more like I was doing the strongest, hardest crunches of my life, is what it felt like. And then also when I was pushing, the doctor said that I was bleeding and that it was because the internal monitor in her head kept getting stuck on, I'm not sure how, but a piece of hymen that I had. inside of me, and he said that it ripped, but my fiance said that he saw him and it looked like he pulled it and ripped it out. But I guess if it was in the way, it needed to move anyway. Which I don't even know why I had that, because obviously I'm not a virgin. Because I have a baby. But, yeah, so that was weird. Let's see, then Miss Nora was born after, I'm guessing I pushed through about 15 contractions, and then she was born at 10:42 on November 19th. 10:42 p.m. She was 7 pounds 1 ounce, and let's see, 20, I'm having a brain cramp. It was either 20.1 inches or 21.1 inches or something like that long. And she was absolutely perfect. They were going to put her on me right away, but I think because I was bleeding so much, they didn't tell me, but I could hear them whispering to each other about it. They took her over to the little station and got her cleaned off and stuff first. And yeah, she's absolutely perfect. She cried right away. And they took a really long time sewing me up. Like forever. And I was afraid to ask how many stitches I was getting, but I know that there was a lot, and there were so many people in the room. But, yeah. That was really my labor and delivery story. And to be quite honest, even though it was scary and it was pretty painful, it was not nearly as scary or painful as I imagined it in my head the entire time I was pregnant. I was so afraid to be in labor and to push a baby out. I still don't know how I did it, but it was definitely not nearly as traumatizing as I pictured it in my head. She's actually going to be 4 weeks this Wednesday, which is crazy. And then she'll be a month old on Friday, I believe. The 19th, I think it's Friday. Yeah. This Friday she'll be a month old. My little bean sprout, getting so big. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and I will see you guys next time. Say bye-bye, YouTube. Bye-bye. Oh, bye-bye. Bye.